Okay, folks, it's Rob again. I'm back, and we're taking a look at our XHTML template and changing some things that we'll need to be able to add to it to get it to work. As you see here, what we've done, I'm back over here in GitHub Desktop, and as you can see, what we've done is to change a few things about some of the content on the page. So one of the things that GitHub will do for you is to tell you what lines of code might have changed and what would have changed about them. I think that all I was doing here was putting in maybe an extra space or an extra return, something like that, but it changed this. And then we added a little bit of information here. We had some content here. We added that image, so on and so forth. And then we moved this HTML. Obviously, this changed a little bit down here. We moved it down a couple of lines. I'm going to go ahead and say that I've added image to this page. Go ahead and commit it and go ahead and push it up. Again, how often you commit your changes and how often you push them is going to wind up being a matter of preference, but I usually do it when I'm either about to take a break or I've created some sort of change on the page that's important, or added a file like I just did with that photo, to be able to make sure that everything's still synced up there. Now, what we did right before the end of the last video was we had put in this link that was a link to an email, which you'll have to do for your assignment. Let's put in a couple of extra links as well. One of the things that you guys are going to remember is that images are inline elements, and so are links for that matter. So just to make sure that this link and this image show up the way that I want them to here, I'm actually going to wrap this in a paragraph tag, just that I know that paragraph is going to be consistent there. It's not going to change anything right now with how this looks here. It's just going to be able to allow it to have a break in the space before it and after it. The next thing that we need to do is we're going to start talking about list items, and I'm going to put in some returns to move this up a little bit on the page. And list items, navigation that's inside of a list is mostly how all the navigation on the web works. So what we're going to do is create an unordered list, which is a list of bullet points, and then within this we'll put in some list items. And I'm just going to go ahead and create some list item tags. And because I'm kind of fundamentally lazy, I'm just going to copy and paste these, so we have a few of them on the page. And then we need to close the unordered list itself here. So just to go through the structure real quick, what we're going to do is we're going to take the UL itself. We have list items within the UL, which open and close here on their individual lines. And then the whole list needs to be closed. So the UL opens here on line 21 of your code, and it closes here on line 26 of your code. And what is in these lists can be pretty much anything that you want it to be. So we can put in, household animals. We could say cat, dog, hamster, and what else do people keep as pets? We'll say lizard, why not? And when we do that, what we get over in the HTML code, now that I've saved this and refreshed the page, is we'll see that we get a bulleted list of these items. That's what an unordered list is a bulleted list. The order of these items doesn't matter all that much. If I were to change this code and say that I wanted to have an ordered list, which is an OL tag, I would need to change the code here to an OL, and then I would need to change this here to an OL as well. And then when I save that page and when I refresh it over here, then it would have a numbered list here with these numbers. You can nest lists inside of lists. You can change the size and the shape of bullets. You can actually make this list not show up as a list, which is something that we'll learn how to do a little bit later on. But this is fundamentally how lists work inside of HTML. I'm going to go ahead and pause there, and I'll come back in a second, and we'll start talking about how to add links to these lists, because I don't want any of these individual videos to get too long.